Some things that you learn and hear for the first time just really leave a mark in your subconscious mind. And one of those things that stuck with me is like the whole concept of purification, like what they were doing in Egypt, or what some would consider hermetic practices or alchemy. You feel me? Because what alchemy is, in my interpretation, is just the purification of something to turn into another state. Like the concept of turning lead to gold. You had to purify the lead over and over again to strip all the impurities out of it for it to turn into gold. And to me, it just always stood out because we're not talking about letting go. We're talking about yourself. And it just sounds like that's literally like the perfect analogy of life. Purifying yourself, extracting them impurities out of you until it's gone. And you transform that into gold. You don't just forget about it. Nah. You use it and turn it into gold. You feel me? There's no gold without the lead. And the lead is no longer like, it didn't just disappear. It just changed states into gold. Because in reality, if you really look at it, the lead and gold are one. So you can't hate the lead, but love the gold. Because the gold came from the lead. So, with that being said, you have to extract them impurities of lead out of yourself to turn into gold. You can't turn into gold while still being lead. That's like saying lead plus lead equals gold. No. Lead plus purification equals gold. Now, how do you purify yourself? You gotta put yourself in that fire, bro. And in order for you to transform states, you have to change and do things that will get you to that state. And change is uncomfortable, just like fire. So you have to stick with the uncomfortable, because each time you feel it, just remember that's really you purifying yourself. That's you in that fire, removing them impurities. And impurities gonna fight. They don't want to turn to gold. They lead. Feel me? You gotta get it out. Get that shit out, bro. Get that shit out. Just let it out, bro. And purification only takes as much time as the individual wants it to take. Some can purify themselves instantly. Some, it's a process to get that shit out. But hey, it's up to you. You versus you. You versus you, man. So go out there and purify yourself. Go purify yourself. What is purifying yourself looking like? Well, to me, personally, at this state of what I'm trying to get to, purifying myself looks like waking up. Like yet again, I'm not even gonna go on you. It looks like waking up at the same time, consistently. Waking up to the alarm that you set. That's what it is. Waking up to the alarm that I set for myself. And I'm not just talking about alarms. Waking up and showing up to the things that I set up for myself on time, with respect and intention. Once I start doing that, which I start right now, the purification is in a mess. So, do that. Show up or wake up to the alarms that you set for yourself. You can't know the alarms because you set it. So that motherfucker gonna ring. You can click snooze, but if you keep setting it, that don't gonna keep on ringing. There's a difference between persistence and negligence. Persistence means you show up regardless, even if you're tired, no matter what, that alarm goes off, I show up. Negligence is you set the alarm, but you click snooze. So are you persistent or are you negligent? You gotta be persistent. Okay? All right, man. Lead to it. Lead to it. Lead to it, man. Do your thing. Do your thing.